Hello everyone, my name is Alina, I'm from OGCDP International Relations team. Today I'm going to tell you about team management for vice presidents. So, the goal of this session is to learn how to manage your team successfully, focusing on members' satisfaction and result achievement. We are going to focus on the following points: the features which make it possible to become a team, the phases of team formation, the phase of adjourning, teamwork and interaction, the rules of communication and giving feedback, and some other tips for you. What are these features that make it possible to be a team? Of course, it's mutual assistance, which basically comes from trust, respect, professionalism, and this feature comes from willingness to learn. So if you want to learn something, you train hard and then become a professional in this or other sphere. And of course, the very important point is motivation. So, phases of team formation. This is a model created by Tuckman. It's also called Tuckman model. And there are four stages: forming, storming, norming, and performing. And we're going to stop on each of them. The first stage, forming, is more about getting to know each other, create your team vision, some principles which you're going to follow in your work, to set expectations, create a common goal, divide the responsibilities and areas of work, and of course some team building moments, socializing, and so on. But not everything can last like this for the whole time, and the next stage, which is called storming, appear, and it's not the most pleasant stage in team formation, because you will tackle some definite problems as resistance inside the team, conflicts, lack of participation, some not really healthy competition, and during all this stage there will be some kinds of anxious and nervous emotional state. So advice for you as a VP to try to reduce the duration of this stage and make it faster and make it closer to the next one, which is called norming, the already normal stage, where you will see some relief and lowered anxiety, reconciliation inside the team. All your members, the team leaders, and the whole team will be developing cohesion. Some support will finally appear, and you will see that all the members will be engaged with their tasks and responsibilities. And the last but not the least stage is called performing, where you will observe healthy emotional state, some process orientation. You will see your first results achieved by your team. The team will become one unit who will drive all these results, and they will demonstrate interdependence between each other. This is as for Tuckman model, but there is basically one more really important stage, which is called adjourning, because for all I believe it's really important to make some final follow-up of all the experience you are going to have in your VP term. So it's really important to make some final evaluation, to define some start, stop, continue steps, and to make some plans for future, and to say goodbye to a team to whom you will be really accustomed to till that time. And now the next point are the principles of the teamwork. So it's really important to have a clear job description for every your team member, and of course one more thing is that this job description is the thing. It's not that you want them to do, but they want to do themselves. Next one is planning, but it has to be with some clear milestones, some measurements of success, and clear KPIs, that is key performance indicators, so that in the end, when the adjourning stage appears, you can judge and you can see the effects of plan which you did before. Keeping deadlines, how can you ensure that all your team members are going to keep them? The only way is to show the right example, that actually you keep promise and you do everything in time. Next task for you as a vice president, to educate all your members and to give some new updated information from LC level, from MC level, and so on. All the time, as a vice president, you need to enhance motivation inside your team, because without that, all your members are not going to do their task with some kind of inspiration and willingness to do this. How can you enhance motivation? One really good moment is to make some rewards and recognition. So if you see that one your member already achieved some really good results, you can come up with some ideas of small presents or recognition inside the team and telling that this person really did some great job, so that other members wanted to do the same. All the time you also should track their work. For example, it can be done in some spreadsheets, in tracking tools online, and there you will see how every your member are making their tasks and following deadlines. And the last but not the least point for you is learn how to delegate things, because it happens really often that vice presidents think that they will do this work better than their members, and they do too much and then they don't have time and so on. So it's better to learn one time your member how to do this task, so that next time this member does it as good as you could do it before. So, drawing to the next point, which is called team interaction, it's really important to mention some meetings which you can make with your team in order to make all the tasks. The first thing, team meetings themselves, some classical meetings. The aim of them is to delegate tasks based on current state evaluation, and the whole team must be present on such meetings. Next point, what is a creative meeting? Is actually the objective of this meeting is to develop ideas and solutions, to make some kind of brainstorming. Individual meeting, it's a kind of providing inner journey for every your member, and it must be really individual, and on such meetings members get really big kind of motivation, and you also can set some expectations, ask for plans for future, and so on. Emails is just a point for you to keep them updated, to make some friendly reminders about deadlines and so on. And the most interesting parts are the team days, which can be from several hours till several days, and there you can make some team buildings and socializing moments in order to build your team and create a healthy and pleasant atmosphere inside of it. So the rules of communication. In communication with your team members and team leaders, try to avoid such phrases and some, for example, you must do something, or I don't know, I have no idea about this point, or I will do it later. Don't say that your member is guilty, and don't say that they are not right. It's better to give some advice if you see that the person didn't do the task well. Don't blame them, but just say that you should better, and so on. If you don't know something, you should say I will reply as soon as I get the exact information. And if you don't like something, just say that thank you, but I really think that it would be better if, and so on. And next important thing is giving feedback. This approach is called hamburger approach. And what does that mean? It means that you don't just give the criticism and mention the things that you didn't like in work or in accomplishing the task, but you start with giving some positive comments regarding this situation. You give praise and compliments, and it's a kind of upper band of the hamburger, and then you actually give a meat, so you give this criticism. After this, you kind of cover this hamburger with lower band, reminding the person of his or her strong points, say thank you, offer some support in the areas for improvement, and try to leave everything on the positive note. And some other tips for you: always listen, keep promises which you make to your team, be responsible, because for all we believe in AIESEC, we develop responsible and entrepreneurial leaders. So try to be a leader like this, and then you will become a role model for them. Explain your vision so that you can go for it with your team and they understand why you do it, they understand your personal why and our general why we do what we do. Support your team, support each team member, and give advice. And the last but really important thing is always be there if they need anything from you, if they need you. And drawing to the end, it only remains for me to mention some really nice quotes that if you want to go fast, you should go alone, but if you want to go far, go together, and go together with your team. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice teamwork.